Yeah, be careful, y'all. Look. Look. You see that shit? You see where we at? We on Golden State, yo. Golden State and Shaw. They out here with the shits. Look. Over here. Yeah, be careful, y'all. Look. Look. You see that shit? You see where we at? We on Golden State, yo. Golden State and Shaw. They out here with the shits. Look. Over here.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. I want to say shalom, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Kakwadash. Double honors into the apostles, elders, a great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akim Mahalaya coming back with another quick lesson through the Spirit. Title, Desperate Times calls for desperate measures. Okay, we're in a time of a collapse. Actually, any day now, this society can really fall on its heels, on its face, because the price of goods are going up due to this inflation that's allegedly coming from the war. But reality of it is, it's America's allies that's dumping the purchasing power of the dollar. Okay, because once allies go to other competitors, so to speak, then a lot of your money is going to come back washing up on shore, which has no backing behind it, which caused the goods to go up. Because the printing of money cause inflation, and it causes other countries' goods to become more expensive because the dollar is being printed without any backing. Okay, but it's backed by petroleum. That's why we call it petrodollar. All right, so in order to buy oil, you got to convert over to US dollars, and a lot of nations, they don't want to use the dollar anymore, so they're trying to find ways around that, which is causing America to see inflation. Okay, because this unrighteous dealing by these demons, man. But this Jake looked like he was in some type of bodega or some type of corner store. Looked like it was ran by East Indian Elam, or it may have been Ishmael, but probably Elam, okay, which is a heathen nation. They are Hebrews, but they're heathens. They're not the chosen line. But nonetheless, they have a hatred for you Jakes, man. All right. And they're known for scheming Jakes, because a lot of times around tax season, what they would do, you would get these robocalls, or you would get these barely English speaking people that'll call your phone and state that, well, you're behind in taxes, or your social security number has been breached, and that you got to go making a quick payment of $900 or $1,000, or the police going to show up within 10 minutes of your home. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't really wise, then you will, or if you're not really circumspect in the spirit, you'll fall for this scam. Because even the IRS, they send letters around telling people to be careful of these scam calls by these fucking coolies, man. All right, and these heathens, because, hey, they're desperate. You see what I'm saying? I remember they tried to get me a couple years ago, and I'm like, wait a minute, the IRS don't call people and tell you that you're behind on bill. They just gonna send you a letter, and they gonna garnish your ass. They ain't gonna call you. IRS never called me, man. You know, so he called me. He's like, is this such a touch? I said, yeah, what's up? He said, well, I got to let you know that the price that you had to pay $800 in the next 10 minutes, or police is going to show up at your residence. If you have a credit card number by any chance, please provide it now. And I said, oh, yeah? He said, yes. And I played it off like I was going to do it. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I forgot my credit card number. And I hung up on his ass, man. You know, because this is what they do to Jake, man. And not only Jake, they getting Edomites too. But like I said, we're living in the times that everybody is pretty much getting ready to fucking go up in smoke, man. All right. So this is the book of Sirach 29. And I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, let's start at 6. It says, if he prevail, he should hardly receive the half, and he will count it as he have found it. If not, he have deprived him of his money, and he have gotten him an enemy without cause. He paid him with curses and railings and honor, and for honor he repay him with disgrace. Many therefore have refused to lend to the other men's ill dealings, fearing to be defrauded. Right. So this one video alone is going to basically cast out the fact that a lot of Jakes ain't going to shop at that store, that bodega, that corner store, or wherever it may be. A gas station, whatever. A lot of Jakes are not going to shop at that place, man, because, hey, of their fearing of being defrauded by these heathens, man, because this is what these heathens do. They don't care about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. OK, it says here, it says, yet thou patience with the man in poor estate and delay not to show him mercy. And they don't show mercy to our people. Because like I made the example of going into a Moabite sweatshop. If you want to buy a shirt or a do-rag or a wave brush or just anything about, you know, cosmetics or whatever, they're not going to let you slide with 2 pennies. You know, you got to break a whole $100 bill just to slide with a 2 penny. You know, you short 2 pennies. They want you to break your whole bank just to buy the shit, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's really defraud. Because when you defrauding somebody, you're cheating somebody. So if Jake would have put his credit card in there, hey, they would have got his credit card number and they would have kept running it. And then eventually, hey, he would have owed money. Because that happened to me at one time. I was going to this this laundromat to so-called do laundry, and I put my debit card in there, and all of a sudden, man, all types of people was trying to take money from me. People was trying to purchase shit from Amazon. People was trying to pay phone bills and etc. So I had to go through an investigation through my bank so they could refund the money, because when I put my shit into the thing, somehow they swiped my credit card number, man. Okay? And we living in this time, you know? So, hey, brothers, you got to be circumspect, all right? Another precept here, the book of Sirach, 4:1, it says, my son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long, okay? Now, we go into the word defraud definition. It means to illegally obtain money from someone by deception, right? So you scamming niggas, man, swindling niggas, all right? To trick or cheat someone in order to get money. They were accused of defrauding customers, defraud, and a lot of stores do that. A lot of mechanic shops do that too. What they do, they'll upmark the price, or they'll mark up on the prices, man. I've seen it. Like one guy, he just fixed the car last week, has another problem. Let's show you that we don't get any rest. But I took it to one dude, he fixed it, and he like, I'm not gonna charge you labor for coil packs, but he gonna charge all the labor on the spark plugs. I'm like, dude, it's still the same thing. Because I literally saw him go on the computer and put in different numbers. I'm like, bruh, if you ain't charging labor on the coil packs, but you're charging labor on the spark plugs, what's the difference? Only thing you saying is, well, we're going to put all the labor from the coil packs on the spark plugs. Well, you just make the more labor for the spark plugs more expensive, so it can look like you didn't charge on the labor, but you're still going to get the same amount of money. They're not going to do it fairly or justly, because all these nations, they're in it for gain. It's all defrauding. It's all usury, man. Okay, and it says, my son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. And this is all that these heathens do. That's why the scriptures say they should lend to us, but we should not lend to thee. And thou should be the head, and we should be the tail. Because, hey, they ain't going to defraud their own people. Okay, they ain't going to defraud. Well, they may defraud Esau, because Esau is losing his power. But overall, they're defrauding you Jakes, man. This is why they set up bodegas and conocos in your neighborhoods, all right? They serve you the best, the worst food, the worst beverages. Okay, it smells like sweat and mop water in their damn shops. Okay, they don't wash their hands. They dig in their butts and shit. This place is disgusting, man. And it says, and add not more trouble to a heart that is vexed, and defer not to give him that is in need, and reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from the poor man, and turn not thy eyes from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. For if he cursed thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer should be heard of him that made him. Okay? So, hey, you heathens got a lot to pay. Because, hey, you've been defrauding Jake since we got over here, man. All right? And the fact that Esau set you up over us, you've done nothing but defraud us, man. You know? So, hey, the Lord is getting ready to recompense you heathens. And it's a lot of good precepts here. Yep, Sirach 34, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at 19. It says, the Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked, neither is he pacified for the sin of the multitude of sacrifices, right? Because the Lord ain't dealing with your sacrifices, man. All right, the Lord ain't dealing with your bodegas and all that shit. They're just part of the curses. It says, whosoever bringing an offering of goods of the poor doth as one that killeth the son before his father's eyes. And the bread of the needy is their life, and he that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood, man, right? Because this man need fucking food to eat. He need his money to support his family, his woman, his kids, if he have them himself, rent. But yeah, you trying to steal a man's credit card money, man. You know? How can a man pay his own way if you stealing from him? You know, and it says, and he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defrauded the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder, man. And Esau is a bloodshedder because we're paying taxes out of our labor wages. Like, they not supposed to be taxing your labor wage, man. Okay, we're being taxed to death. You see what I'm saying? They're not supposed to tax the shit you bring home. They're supposed to tax if you have a business or so forth. Income, which income is not what we make. We make labor wages. We don't make income. Okay, this is a labor wage because we're working for it. You know, and it says, and he that take away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defrauded the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. And one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor? Right? You see? So this society is totally wicked, man. All right. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has got to destroy it. And he's going to destroy you heathens because, hey, you're defrauding the Lord's children, man. All right. Yep, but anyway, man, that's pretty much it. I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And with that, shalom and a ball.